hope you're all dressed and ready for dinner. Food should be served shortly if you'd like to follow me.
You gotta put clothes on?
Oh, boy.
Put on your pants.
Just pants?
Please.
Okay.
You have to have clothes on. Don't embarrass me.
Fine.
She is the queen.
Don't embarrass me in front of people.
They are only letting us
in
stay
front
here
of
because she's here with us.
Literally anyone.
You head back down from the residential levels to some of the more like official levels. One of the doorways where you stop and enter is like a big reception hall, basically. And there's a giant table in the middle. It's beautiful craftsmanship. There are sort of magical torches along the wall that allow light without setting the entire town on fire, which is a big benefit, as you can probably guess.
Yeah. Well done.
And you can see that there are several other people seated at the table. One of them is a ranger that... okay, two of them are rangers now.
Yeah, one of them is a ranger. It's Rantak.
It's Rantak. You! And the other's a mirror. But you see the seat at the head of the table is vacant for the time being. And Marn comes in and says, please have a seat. The governor will be with you all shortly. Wonderful. And she scuttles off. He scuttles off to sort of the back area. You can smell food. Lots of veggies, as you might expect.
Fruits and vegetables are big. I don't mean like they're enormous fruits and vegetables.
Giant.
You each get one raspberry for dinner, but it's the size of a turkey.
Yeah.
Turkberry.
Yeah.
This is the best season of the podcast ever.
It's a weird adventure. It's the adventure of things that should not be food.
And battles that lasted longer than they should have.
Only a couple minutes pass, and you guys sort of get acclimated to the room. It's very comfortable. The seats are great. It's like this is a nice place to...
Everybody's testing out the seats right now. They're like wiggling their butts.
This is a comfortable place to be.
My butt belongs here.
That's the table.
Yes, kid. Oh. That is the soup tureen.
But it's nice. It cups me so nice.
A moment later, the door opens back up and Marn steps in very officially and says, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Governor Malice Dark-Oake. Everybody else rises.
Dark-Oake. You!
Oh, God.
This bitch.
Oh, no.
The governor steps in and freezes when you point.
Oh, damn it.
I said that out loud, didn't I?
I'm sorry, we haven't met yet.
Howdy, Governor.
I just reach over and just slowly lower his arm.
Well.
Terribly sorry.
What a wonderful way to start a state dinner. Please all be seated. She sits at the head of the table, but she keeps glancing over at you with sort of a steely look in her eye, like, what is this guy about?
No one knows.
We don't even know. We look at it.
She
like that too.
She says, it's so rare to have esteemed guests in our town, and we find ourselves with several of them. Mr. Gareth Fenwild, visiting us from the vast lands. Thank you for joining us. It's wonderful to make your acquaintance, and I believe we have much business to do in the future.
Is that a name that we've heard of, Gareth Fenwild?
You can make a knowledge check, certainly.
Does fairy...
No.
Oh.
Was that the ranger, by chance?
That's the ranger, yeah. She gestures to the other ranger.
I got 2 successes.
Okay.
What's the CR?
There's no CR on this.
One's a 6.
No,
I
wait.
don't know if it matters.
Nope.
Okay. Well, can't cite it.
Sometimes it does. I
Yeah.
like to check.
Aha!
He also got a
He
6.
got a 6 as well. He just yells, aha.
1 success.
You! All right, so the 3 of you got at least 1 success, and then you got 2, right?
got 2.
Okay. This is not somebody any of you have ever heard of.
I successfully identified that I don't know this dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
you
Use your
feel
knowledge. Good for you.
you feel confident that you don't know who this is. This isn't like boy, I should know this person and I don't. This is just like, I don't know. To be fair, you don't get out to the vast lands, so if that's truly where he's from, that's not a thing that you would know much about.
Be lying.
When she says vast lands, that's when you really take a moment to take this guy in, and he's like So the Vastlands are this sort of desert area, not far from where you guys are, actually. Salamane is sort of in the northeastern edge of the Epigeian forest, and the Vastlands are just across from the edge of the forest. It's a big desert area, and he's way more well-fed than most of the people who you would expect to live in a desert would be. But he has he's got very, very like sunburned sort of features. His beard is very wiry, and like this dude clearly spends a lot of time outside. But you notice that his hands are very well, like this guy works with his hands a lot as well.
Okay.
That's what you notice about him.
Great.
And then the governor says, and in almost unprecedented moment, we have the opportunity to welcome our queen. Queen Nin, it is wonderful for you and your companions to visit us today. We will strive to offer you the finest that Salamane has to offer.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. It's been very welcoming thus far.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. So
Lily's
please,
gesturing to her dress, like, you guys see this?
This is nice.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna rip some more clothes so that you guys can fix it.
oh no, my shoes. I've torn my shoes.
Is that what I sound like?
Just to be clear, I'm not mad about it. I just want to know.
I'm just
I
asking.
kind of just appreciate it, but like,
Dinner goes on, like the food comes out and it's all very delicious. Gareth is not far from where you guys are sitting. This is it's a big table. He turns to you and says,
So
how is it a fairy queen is traveling with a ranger and an elf, eh?
it's a very long story, but recently,
Tell me the whole thing in detail.
10 years ago, I got this idea for a web series.
I too have seen spiders.
Yeah. No, but most recently, we were out looking for something that is not your business.
Well, this is an excellent conversation. I'm glad I asked.
Most recently, we were traveling through on the way on some state business, and we came across a town that's actually very close, and unfortunately, it's been sort of devastated by a fire. Are you aware of this? Anyone at the table aware of the
Governor
fire?
Dark-Oake.
Okay, that's not her name.
You hear a lot of murmurs, and
And them all going, yes, we burned it down.
Gareth doesn't sort of react in any way. The governor sort of gasps. Oh my, where is this place?
The name of it is what now?
I didn't write it down.
Hollow in the Stars? Is that what it was?
That's
I would have
right.
known the name.
Hollow of the Stars,
Hollow of the
yes,
Stars.
yes. We hadn't heard from them in a while, but
Yes, I'm not sure how fresh the fire was, but the whole place was just devastated.
oh my,
There's nothing left.
we must send scouts out immediately.
There are monkeys left.
Oh no.
Not many.
I would like to gesture
She needs
towards my dress.
Safers.
Oh, yes, they would fill in the gaps if everyone is left. I'll send out scouts immediately to investigate and see what has happened. See if we can ascertain the hazards and make sure that our fair city is not under any sort of danger itself.
I'm gonna just keep
Yes?
kicking Rantak under the table.
Which is funny because you guys are across. It's a very big table, so you have to slide down.
You only have two shoes, so you like flick it across.
And then you can have them make you a shoe.
See?
Send me my shoe back. Gonna need it again.
Is it yours? Yeah, your shoe?
Thanks.
There you go.
Float it across.
Just keep kicking.
Gareth goes back to his food, and he's sort of mumbling to himself under his breath. The governor is doing her thing. Everybody else at the
What's
table.
her thing?
crochet. Crochet creme. She's found a way
It's
to
both?
combine the two.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's crocheting.
It's fascinating.
Macrochet is different. That's where you are creating macrame, but you have to bounce it off the wall.
And
Yeah,
go to a
that's the
thrift
with the
store.
shading part. Yeah, I'm with you.
Buy it in a thrift store.
So that's currently what's going on. That's what they do. What are y'all doing? What's up?
I ask for seconds.
All right, you have it.
I just want.
There's plenty. There's plenty of everything.
I'm
And
it's very
suspect
good.
of mumble mouth over there.
Yeah, I would like to try to speak with the governor privately after the dinner.
Okay.
So I just want to let her know that that's a thing that I would like to do.
Okay.
I can join you if you want me to.
You'd probably go through Marn for that.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
I'll let
you
Martin
sure you
know.
want me to help?
I really, you know what I would love for you to do
What's that?
is to check out the Fenric Greyback. What's his name?
Gareth Fernwild?
He's a werewolf.
He's a
I
werewolf.
think Ed writes all this stuff down.
No, that's his name.
Fenric.
He's a werewolf.
Yeah.
How are you?
You don't have to speak in wolf to talk to him.
I don't think that's Wolf. How are you?
Borderline
That's the
whale,
test.
quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Whale.
That's the.
He's a whale. He's a land whale.
That's how you lure him out to revealing himself as a werewolf. He starts speaking in werewolf.
And then when he answers, you go,
I knew
I knew.
I knew it this whole time. Well, he doesn't seem to be wolfy.
he's just been trying out different animal languages for the whole
I'm
meal.
gonna get this guy. I know you're one of these.
What's that?
Fish.
Oh,
Duh. So Nin wants to talk to the governor after the dinner.
I think I want to befriend or chat up Gareth Mumbleface.
be careful.
Okay.
Say werewolf.
Fernwild.
I forgot he's a werewolf.
Is that what you were doing as well, Rantak? Are you guys like?
Chatting him up.
You know what?
No, you're required to be wherever I am so that nothing bad happens.
To you?
Not to anybody else.
Period.
Oh.
She doesn't want any more monkeys in her dress.
Although the stitching is beautiful.
You have to make sure she's not just tearing all of her clothes apart so that they'll fix it. She's just shredding it. What are you doing? Nothing?
Nothing
Come
but,
back
oh
and
my
she's
God,
just
look at
wrapped
my-
in leaves. Like, what happened here?
I don't know, but I think it works.
I don't know, but I look good.
I guess I'm going to talk to Gareth as well.
You guess?
It is what I
Yes.
asked you to do.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
What do you want to do,
I wanted to
buddy?
have more dinner.
You
There's-
had seconds
This
already.
is plenty. Dinner's plenty.
This
You've
is-
been eating dinner for 6 hours. There's nothing left.
Okay.
The town is
He's
empty of
chewing
food.
on the table.
I'm still hungry.
But he was still hungry.
No, I'll join in the
Very
Sunday
conversation as well.
Bellyache.
Okay. We'll jump ahead to the end of the meal. We'll do the.
4 hours later.
Let's go with Lily and Rantak to talk to Gareth.
Get him.
So, where do you want to sort of approach him? What do you want to do?
I approach him with the Secret Ranger handshake.
Is there one?
Is that a thing?
No, there is not. That's why it's tested.
Oh my god.
Oh, test with extra T's.
No, it's not.
This guy's
I'm
gonna-
not doing this. I'm absolutely
gonna
not.
make
I'm
it
absolutely
worse.
not doing this at all. No.
Do it. Let's see what happens.
I just is he at the table still, or did he get up yet himself?
This is after everybody is dispersing. So
He's the only other guest at the.
he was the only other one at the table who didn't work there.
Okay.
So it's a fair assumption that when Marn said room 1 is occupied, that's probably who's in it.
He tried to go in there and take that room. Then this one.
I was tempted. I'm not going to lie.
I know you
I was
were.
really tempted.
one's mine now.
Yeah, I would. I'd say we go back to the sitting room of the common area for the guest rooms.
Okay,
I
great.
think that's the better place. Just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to get to know what's his face.
Gareth.
Okay.
Very
Yep.
mild.
There it is.
Great. So you head back, and Gareth left a few minutes before you all, but when you get back, he's like smoking a pipe out on the landing, out like near where the entrance to the residential area is. He's just sort of enjoying the night air, you know. When you wander up, when you walk up, he says, "We don't get views like this out in the vast lands. This is pretty beautiful.
It is lovely.
Do you all come from a place like this?"
I forgot where I came from.
I was too young, you see.
Was it babe?
Ed forgot where Rantak came from.
Super. All right.
So we're going to go with...
I'm going to say
No.
yes.
Yes.
No, for me.
Oh,
You guys should not be doing this together. This is not a smooth thing.
Well, we're from different places.
yeah.
So it's,
You see, she's
it's
not a
from-
ranger. I am. So, no. This...
Yeah.
We're gonna,
This is something.
you're gonna see who's the bigger, huh?
Sand. I don't see a lot of sand either where I come from. Like you see sand. Yes. Vast
So,
lands. Lots
tell
of sand.
tell me more about the vast
Of course. Gets everywhere.
And shut
Vast-
up.
What is happening?
I'm kicking
Vastlands
Rantak
is,
again.
well, there's not much there, but it's
Just
beautiful in its own way.
That's nice.
Have you ever been?
I have not.
lots of land.
All right. Maybe you've been there.
I've heard of it.
Great. That's the same thing.
It's
You've got it. Imagine
Great.
wide expanses of nothing. It's that.
It's vast.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you need something? Because this was actually pretty nice before you walked up. So
No, I just
It's still nice.
I don't mean to be rude.
I just wanted
but,
to get to know you honestly because you were the only other guest, and I thought it would be nice to have a nice little camaraderie.
We're building a rapport. I slap on the back in a friendly way.
He falls off the ledge and dies.
Yes. He flips over the railing.
Okay, well, there went that.
Yes.
I hope that was the bad
Well-
guy because he's done.
Certainly is nice to see some people of other backgrounds around. You know, I'm heading out tomorrow, and this was a good and fruitful visit. I'm happy to have spent some time here.
How do you know the governor?
I don't. We're just business partners.
Where are your travels taking you tomorrow?
I'm going back home.
No. Vastlands.
Yes. Home to the Vastlands. Well done. Is he always like this?
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
have fun with
Yeah.
that.
They kick him a lot, and it doesn't always work, as you can see.
Shins of iron.
That's where I'm from. Iron Shins. Down south, you wouldn't have heard it.
It's a family name.
Rantak Iron Shins. Very good. Very good.
Sold.
We're going to jump over to Nin and the governor. And if you guys, I'll let you decide if you want to continue looking for any more information or anything from him. And
good.
we'll deal with that later. Okay. Nin, Marn is able to arrange for like a sitting room for you to speak with the governor after
Great.
the dinner. So you sort of have this nice comfy chair. It's a sitting room with a big fireplace and big like overstuffed chairs, and it's really very cozy. It's luxurious.
Lovely.
And you, when the governor sweeps back in, she says, "Thank you for waiting. I do so much appreciate that you're visiting our town today. How long will you be staying?"
Not very long. We're just passing through, but I am very concerned about Hollow of the Stars. So I don't like seeing parts of my kingdom that have been, so obviously destroyed.
Yes, they've been good neighbors to us as well. I'm frankly shocked to hear that something may have befallen them. We'll have to investigate post haste.
I'd like to sort of. There's not really insight. I'm not sure what I just want to see if she's like on the level. Like if she seems like she's hiding something. Because Dying Dude said her name.
I would say that depending on how you want to approach it, there are a few different skills that would be appropriate to do.
Probably strike, right?
That's one way to do it, right?
Karate chopper.
You'll start learning stuff real fast, I guess.
No, I don't want that.
I think you've got
why I didn't
opportunities with charm and coerce and investigation, and I think you could make a case for something like perform even. There's a bunch of stuff you could try, I suppose.
Use jazz hands.
It's just how do you want to approach it? Like, what do you want to try to do?
I would like to do investigation, I think.
Okay. So you want to sort of use the conversation to suss out some more detail?
Yeah.
What are you trying to find out?
I want to know if she knew anything about it beforehand, because if he was telling me her name because she was behind it, I would like to know that going into this, as opposed to if he was sending me there as like a this person can help you kind of situation.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. I'll roll the
The CR.
CR.
I got 1 success.
Okay. You
He rolled so many dice just then.
I did roll a lot of dice. You through the course of the conversation, you don't get anything that immediately makes you think that something is really wrong. But you also get the impression that the governor knew something was wrong beforehand.
Okay.
Just the way that she'll talk about things, the way that she'll even talk about her town's relationship with Hollow of the Stars, you definitely get the feeling that she knows more than she's been letting on, for sure.
Okay. And then I'd like to thank her and sort of like retire for the evening, but I'd like to find a spot in the palace house, whatever they call it, whatever it is, and because it's in a tree, so it's living. I'd like to tree speak on the dwelling to see if there's like, that I can find out.
See what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't do that in front of her.
Right. She.
Yeah, no, that's
Nice talking
very
to you.
interesting. Let me just rub the trees.
Thank you. Again, she gets up at the end of the conversation. Says, It's been my pleasure to host you this evening, and you are of course welcome to stay as long as you'd like. Please let Marn know if you have any needs, or if you need anything else, if you have any questions about our town. He will be happy to help.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And she sweeps out of the room elegantly.
Dramatically.
Yes.
You could take some lessons, Lily. This girl is a sweeper out. Dramatic sweeper as she leaves.
This girl's a sweeper outer.
Yes. Always has trailing clothes behind her.
Like Elsa at the end of Let It Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And cold too.
Which is
It
weird.
doesn't bother me though.
I mean, it bothers me.
Never bothered me. Anyway.
Oh, he's got
Go ahead
the
and do
look.
your tree speak check.
He's like, please stop talking. I hate you. CR?
Does it declare a CR on the spell list, or is it situational?
Oh, CR2.
Do that.
But the CR2 is optional. So
Yeah, it's in italics.
I'd rather just not have it.
It's in italics, so I assume that I could put it on there if I want.
Yeah. Or you can add it to your positive dice.
Oh,
right side.
great. Curses. 1 success and then 2 failures. So net of 1 failure.
Okay.
I did, however, roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So
Oh,
I
long
feel
straight.
like I got
Large straight?
some.
straight.
That's worth a lot in Yahtzee. So I
It
feel
is.
like
Yeah.
We win.
I feel like I won
feel like we win.
something.
So you, good dice rolling.
Thank
well
you.
done. In this case, that's not super helpful.
Oh.
You
What if I
you
had
sort
rolled
of
a 7?
attune yourself to the tree, and there's a lot. Like, this tree has seen a lot, you know?
Right. It's very old, and people live in it.
Sort of, you get a thread that you sort of pick up these moments that sort of stand out to you, where the governor is interacting with Gareth Fenwild, and you sort of follow them to a lower region of the tree, and then they just sort of disappear at one point.
Whoa.
But it's like right in the middle of the tree, and it's weird that you can't track them in there. it's just like they're gone. And this whole thing it's very confusing. And as you're doing this, you hear behind you.
Yeah.
I was just hugging the tree. Hey, buddy.
Tree hugger.
Marn is in the doorway and says, and he looks back over his shoulder. And he looks back over his other shoulder.
And his third shoulder.
And then one more time.
He looks over your shoulder. And
tree.
he says, if you're doing what I think you're doing, we should talk. Welcome back to the Gamer Chick RPG show. I'm Jeff. I'm all alone by myself in the studio this time. Sarah's out of town working, and none of the rest of the team could make it. So it's just me this time. Hooray! So this was a fun episode for me as a game master to run, because it gave the players an opportunity to kind of just be goofs and make decisions. And I think typically I would let some of the jokes slide, but you know, when Ed says something, like when he points at the person who just walked in, and it happens to be somebody who has a familiar sounding name, and he's going to like point at them and make a big scene out of it, I'm going to sort of hold him to that. I think that makes it more interesting. It certainly makes the characters' decisions make more sense, and they matter more, you know? So I think it's just kind of good practice all around to give your players that kind of agency and to like hold them to it. I also realize throughout this episode that kind of not a ton happens. We pick up some story beats that are, you know, they have some weight to them, but generally speaking, these are mostly character moments that we're exploring this time, and I think they translate very well. And I think it's in these moments where these characters truly shine as they are played by these people. They're very interesting characters, sure. They really come to life when these particular players play these particular characters. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. I always have a good time running for these guys. And it's fun. It's a good world to play in. There's a lot of cool stuff to sort of make it my own, and it's a blast. So I think we're gonna keep it kind of short this episode. Same stuff as always. If you have anything that you want to tweet at us, or if you want to send us a message on Facebook, just make sure you include the hashtag GCRPG, and you will find us. We are gearing up for Gen Con soon. I think we have maybe 1 or 2 more episodes before we're going to be at Gen Con. And one of our episodes, I believe, is going to be released while we are there. So it looks like I'm going to be taking my stuff with me. That should be fun. So if you have anything, or if you want to connect with us while if you're also going to be at Gen Con this year, please let us know. We'd love to sit down and chat with you for a while. And we're probably going to have games going the whole weekend, so it'll be a good time. All right, I think that's going to do it. As always, we like to say thank you to John Albright and Buddy Goettsch for the fabulous theme song. And thank you to all of you who are listening and enjoying the show. We are still available through Google Play and Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify. And if you're enjoying the show and you want to leave us a rating on one of these platforms, that would be super helpful for us getting the word out. Okay, that'll do it. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.